This is the complete guide to winning at sports betting. If you ever want a shot at actually winning when it comes to betting on sports, I suggest you watch this video and you take notes religiously, because I'm going to show you exactly how you can set yourself up to be able to be successful when it comes to sports betting, because not just finding winners is the key to success. There are other factors that come into it as well. So let's go ahead and let's jump over to the whiteboard, and I'm going to show you guys exactly the winning guide to becoming a winning sports bettor. Now let's talk about the first thing. One of the most important things is money management. All right, what is money management? Money management is being able to manage the amount of money that you have for sports betting. Now, before we even touch on base on this, people need to understand you need to have a certain amount of money put away just for sports betting, because I see so many people that have like 20, 30, $100, $200. They take what's left over from their paycheck after paying their bills. That right there, that is not money that's put away for sports betting. That is not what investing is. All right, you need to have a certain amount of money put away to be able to bet on sports. Your pocket change is just going to be wasted, and you're just going to donate it if you think that's what you're going to use to bet on sports. Now, for example, if you have $10,000 put away to just use for sports betting, you should only be betting within $100 to $300. So this is the ranges that you need to look at first off. First thing, before you do anything, before you need a right strategy, before you think you can get into sports betting, you need to know how to manage your money and your unit size first thing. So $5,000 bankroll, you should be betting between 50 to 150 bucks. And then $1,000 bankroll, which is the most common area here, should be betting between $10 and $30. This is what the problem is with a lot of people, is they fall in this category. So 80% of sports bettors fall in this category right here, have $1,000 bankroll. They're not betting $10 to $30. Most of these people are betting $100. If they have $1,000 bankroll, they're betting $80, $150. Like, that right there is a recipe for disaster if you don't have the right strategy in place. Even if you do have the right strategy in place, you could occur a little bit of a losing streak and you can wipe out your whole entire bankroll. So you have to understand why correlating your unit size with your bankroll is so important. Because, like I said, most people, your common bet size is like here, $100 to $300, but they don't have a $10,000 bankroll. Your common bet size is $100 to $300, but they have $1,000. That doesn't correlate. All right, that does not correlate. You need to understand that, because you're not going to be successful at all, even with a strategy that you think is decent and you can possibly win a little bit. You're still not going to be successful if you don't have the right money management plan that is set up. So let's go ahead and get to the reason so many people in this bracket right here, this 80 percentile, why they fail so much. Now, the reason why in this bracket, the $1,000 bankroll, this is why I wanted to break this one down a little bit, because it's the most common one that I've come across with a lot of people. Why they fail so much, all right? Especially when it comes to not knowing how to do this the correct way, which is trying to find plays that are going to give you the best shot at winning, the highest probability plays. So, for example, let's say a $1,000 bankroll guy, he's betting $10 to $30 a game, minus 200 play, let's say he wants to play, all right? Well, he's betting $10 to win 5, or he's betting $30 to win 15. The problem here is that bettor is not satisfied with this amount. They're not. They think if they're wagering 10 or 30 bucks, they should be winning $10 or $30. So they're not satisfied with it. Instead, what they want is really here. They want to put $10 down to win 100 bucks. So that's where they gravitate. Most of these bettors right here, they end up gravitating down here. And they're putting in parlays for 10 bucks that are plus 1,000 to win $100, or even crazier ones that are like plus 10,000 to win $10 to win $1,000 and stuff like that. So what happens there is this person ends up losing all their bankroll because they're putting in these plays right here rather than putting in these plays, because they don't care for this. They think that it's a waste of time. They don't realize that over time, if you continuously keep adding on to your bankroll with this right here, guess what? It's going to stack your bankroll. You keep doing this, is just going to drain your bankroll to absolutely nothing because you're chasing a pipe dream of trying to hit a parlay at plus 1,000 or plus 10,000 to make money. Now, the person that has a $500 unit size, different story. All right, they have a $500 unit size. They wager 500 to win 250. Now, they're pretty satisfied with that. Why? Because 250, they look at it as, hey, some people work all day for 250 bucks. So I made that in one bet. So they're actually satisfied with that. They're not thinking in this bracket whatsoever. They're not thinking, I'm going to go put $500 on a plus 1,000 or plus 10,000. They're not thinking that because they're satisfied with that. You need to have this mindset if you have this bankroll. That's what you have to understand. Because that is investing. Investing is understanding that the money you have, you're only going to make a certain amount of money correlating to the money that you have. So for example, stock market, let's say on average stock market throughout the whole year makes 10%. Well, if you have $1,000 and you're making 10%, means you're going to make $100, right? You're going to make $100 in the whole entire year. People are not satisfied with that whatsoever. People that they have only $1,000 to invest don't realize that. They don't realize. They think that's a waste of time. They think like, oh, why would I invest $1,000 in a year? I'm only going to make $100. Well, that's how investing works. Most people are betting like this, to where, for example, in the stock market, let's say Tesla's stock price is $400. They're thinking that it's going to go to $800 within one day. That's what these people are trying to do here. You're trying to hit that quick double up. This doesn't happen. All right, in the stock market, stock prices do not double within one day. You don't double your money in one day. It takes time. That's where this comes into play. Now, the guy that has $50,000 bankroll at 10%, makes 10% or whatnot, is satisfied. Why? Because that money is gradually gaining. It's gradually gaining. All right, and this is, like I said, at a stock market average throughout the whole entire year, 10 to 12%. I mean, in sports betting, if you have the right strategies in place, you can 5x that or 10x that. You really can, as in your ROI for the whole entire year, if you know what you're doing. Now, if you guys want to fast forward every single thing that I'm doing here, that I'm teaching you, and me just show you exactly the correct way to do this, all you got to do is go and click the link in the description. It's very simple, because then I show you exactly how I do this month in and month out and how you can get the exact same results. Because the biggest problem is the strategy most of the time. You don't have the strategy to correlate with any of this. Well, the strategy that I have has been proven for years. So if you guys want that, make sure you click the link in the description. Now, let's go ahead and get to the next thing here. Understanding the type of system that works. Now, the system that works here, you have to understand this. Playing higher odds that have the correct probability. All right, this is very important right here. That have the correct probability. Because playing higher odds gives you a chance to win more. All right, you get to win more. You get that feeling, that dopamine feeling of being a winner, because that's what everybody's chasing. Everybody's chasing that dopamine feeling of becoming a winner and winning bets. When you are losing, if you are constantly losing, you feel depressed. You feel like you want to tilt. You feel like you want to bet more money to get that feeling back of winning. When you're playing higher odds with the correct probability percentage and you're hitting 70-80%, you're winning 70-80% of the time, your mind thinks that you're a winner. You're a winner. You feel like a winner. You don't feel like a loser. People that are betting parlays, you feel like a loser nonstop. All you do is feel like a loser because all you do is keep losing. So here's the thing. You want to know exactly how to win the right way, you have to understand how to do this. Okay? Not only do you win more, there's not as many swings. So when you're betting minus 110 plays constantly, there's crazy amount of swings. It's just like this right here. You're going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. One day you could be up a couple thousand, next day you're down 5,000. Then you're up 2,000, then you're down a couple thousand. Like, the swings are crazy, okay? And in the end, you're probably going to end up losing. That's just the way that it goes. Betting higher odds plays with the correct probability percentage, you're on a steady incline, all right? You don't experience those crazy swings. So emotionally, you're not getting that feeling of, oh man, one day you feel great, the next day you feel depressed. The one day you feel like you're on top of the world, the next day you feel depressed again. You're not getting that feeling. Instead, it's just gradually moving up because most of the days you're feeling like a winner. Okay, yeah, maybe you'll have a day where you lose a little bit, but it won't be a drastic change to where you lose everything or you lose, half your bankroll or something like that. Doesn't happen. That's what betting higher odds with the correct probability percentage does. It gets you to gradually win over the long term. Now, not every high odds play is created equal. All right, this is where people get a mistake here. They think because something is minus 200 that they should just bet it because it has a 60+% chance of winning. That is not true. Just because the odds dictate that does not mean that the play actually has that percentage of winning. You have to understand that because that is very important. You have to find plays that, let's say, is minus 200 but has a 70% plus chance of actually winning, the correct probability percentage. Not just betting it randomly, because there are some plays that are minus 200 that only have like a 55% chance of actually winning. Those are like negative equity plays. All right? Those right there will make you lose long term. Yes. Because that's one thing with people betting higher odds. They think that they could just go and bet this type of bet at every play that they find, and then they're going to be successful long term because they're supposed to hit 60+% of the time. That's not true. Those plays sometimes have a true probability less than what the odds dictate. So you have to be able to understand that and be able to depict and find those plays. And like I said before, if you want the strategy of exactly how to find these type of plays that have the correct probability percentage, make sure you guys click the link in the description, because this is what I do. I teach you guys exactly how to find that in every single major sport that you guys bet on. Now, let's talk about being consistent. Being consistent, none of this works if you're not consistent. All right, none of it works. So you have to understand this. Month one, let's say you want to bet $100 a game. Well, this is what you're betting per game, $100, and you're betting that throughout the whole entire month. All right, you need to make sure the whole entire month is dedicated to betting this right here. You don't go throughout every single day changing your bet size. You don't go from $100 to 200 to 300 to 500 to 600 to 100 to 200. You don't do that. Reason why you don't do that is because when you do have a day where you lose a couple, well, if you're betting 500 on those plays and you lose a couple, you've put yourself in a hole now, because now if you go back to betting $100, you're not going to be able to keep up and recoup what you lost betting that play. So you need to be able to stay consistent and stay at what you decide to do. So if month one you decide to stay at $100, well, you stay at $100 the whole entire time. Month two, you decide to stay at $200, well, you stay at $200 the whole entire month. You do not fluctuate. At the beginning of every month, you decide exactly what your unit size is going to be, and that you correlate with your bankroll. As you make more money, then you can bet more money. As your bankroll grows, you can bet more, because the percentage is going to go higher of what your total bankroll is. And I'm going to show you guys that on the next slide here, exactly what that consists of. All right. Another thing is, when you are betting, let's say minus 200 plays, minus 250 or whatnot, this is a common mistake I see. Because it's minus 200, if you're betting $100 a play, you'll go and bet 200 to win 100. That is not what you should be doing. Okay. You cannot be betting what the odds are to win the unit. Can't do that, because essentially what you're doing here is you're betting 2 units. If you're only a $100 unit size, you're betting 2 units here. If you lose this play, now you are down 2 units. All right, you can't do that. You stick to what your unit size is. So if your unit size is $100, you're betting $100 on a minus 200, you're winning $50. That's what you have to understand. You cannot bet what the odds are, because if you're betting what the odds are, you could be risking 2 units, 2.5 units, 2.7 units, depending on what the odds are. You have to stick to your unit size, and you have to stay consistent. All right, this is very important. Staying consistent. A lot of people will have a bad day, and then they want to take a couple days off. You need to understand, when you have the right system in place and the right strategy, you don't need to take days off, because you just trust the process. If you have a bad day, that means you're probably going to have like 4 or 5 good days right after that. So you have to just keep going and stay consistent. Now, you can't just sit there and be like, oh, I had a bad day, I need to take a break. You can't do that, okay? The people that do that are people that are on that big slope of swings, all right, where they lost 10 grand in one day and they're like, yeah, I need to take a break. We don't do that. The way that I'm teaching you guys, you don't occur that. That doesn't happen. So what you do is you need to stay consistent month to month to month. Now, what happens when you put all this stuff together? When you put all of this together, this is what you end up getting. All right, let's say Jimmy here. All right, little Jimmy just turned 21. He's got $5,000. All right, he wants to bet 3% of that, so 150 bucks per bet. Let's say in month one, this is the end of the month, so he went the whole month. He made 10 units. That's what he wanted to make. He ended up making 10 units. He was betting higher odds. He hit at 70-75%. All right, what happened at the end of the month? His bankroll ended up growing to 6,500. Now, going into month two, he wants to bet 3% of that. So now his bet is 195. Just like I showed you guys, as your bankroll grows, your unit size grows, your profits grow. Okay? So 3%, he's betting $195. Month two, at the end of month two, he's at $84.50. All right? What does he want to do now? He wants to do 3% again. $252 now is his unit size. He started with $150. Within 3 months, he's got $250 unit size now. The end of month three, he's doubled his money and some. All right, now he's at almost $11,000. So with the right system in place, the consistency, the right money management, this is what you're able to do. You're able to make this type of money. Okay? Now just think, this right here can correlate to whatever bankroll size that you have. You have $10,000? All right, double all this. You have $1,000? Well, take it back a little bit. You can see exactly how that works. But this is real sports betting. All right, this is how you make money. This is the guide to becoming successful rather than feeling like a loser and consistently donating your money and giving your money away. As always, guys, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.